How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the markets did well today. We had the S&P go up 0.5%. The Dow pretty much broke even, but it still went up a little bit over 19 points. We had the NASDAQ 100 go up over 1%, and the Russell 2000 dropped the ball completely, down 0.7%. So today, we're going to break down some charts, my thoughts on the market. I want to talk about some stocks I'm looking at right now. And of course, we're going to talk about the CPI numbers as well. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, go down below, check out my Patreon if you guys want all my moves real time in the stock market. That's on Patreon, link down below, or you guys can go to StasSurfS.com/Patreon, and let's get right into the video. So look, we finally hit an all-time high today on SPY. That was at 424.63, and it's been a while coming, guys. We've been talking about this on the channel for a couple of weeks here, and we've been calling out for the all-time high, and we finally got it today. And if you guys have been following the channel, we've been talking about the ascending triangle pattern that's been forming here on SPY over the past couple of weeks, and that is panning out as of now. And with the breakout, as we are hitting all-time highs, like I said, I'm thinking SPY could go higher here, maybe $425, maybe $430. And it's funny because the CPI numbers, they weren't that great. I mean, we got some pretty bad numbers. In fact, the CPI number year over year, it grew about 5%, the inflation number here, and that was the highest number since August of 2008, and it looks like the markets were like, hey, we don't care, we're gonna brush that off, we're gonna hit all-time highs. And it's pretty nuts, right? It's pretty nuts. And if we pull up QQQ, you guys can see here, this also broke out. It broke above 339. That was the level that we were talking about, big level of resistance from back in the middle of February, and this looks like it's a stone's throw away from all-time highs. We're probably going to hit those highs, whether it's tomorrow, next week, the week after. I'm thinking we're going to get all-time highs here on QQQ, which we're about 2-3 points away from right now. And again, it's pretty crazy because these CPI numbers, they weren't that great. The consumer price index for all of urban consumers rose about 0.6%, which was seasonally adjusted. And like I mentioned, it was rising 5% over the last 12 months, which is not seasonally adjusted. And if you go and look at the report for yourselves, you can see the different categories from food to fuel to, all the different categories, right? We're not going to talk about everything in this video, but you noticed how a lot of the inflation was in the used cars and trucks, very similar to what we saw last month. If you guys remember, in April, we had about a 10% rise in inflation in terms of used cars and trucks. This month, I believe it was right around 7%, and the increase in energy, fuel, it was nuts. I mean, we're talking, I forget exactly, but it was pretty high, let's put it that way. And inflation is here to stay, in my personal opinion, at least in the short term. I'm not sure if it's going to be here 2-3 years away from now, but at this point, with the report we just got, it's not looking too good, and the markets are pushing a lot higher. And I really advise you all to go check that report out. Simply type in on Google or in Google, whatever, type in CPI numbers, and you'll see the government website. Hit that and go look at all the categories for yourselves. And you're noticing how, if you look at the little bar chart from back in November of 2020, it's been steady ticking up over the past couple of months. Every month over month, it's been going up and up and up and up. So inflation is it's here, and it's rising in the short term. And again, I'm not sure if this is here to stay. Nobody knows, but it is here right now. That is what we do know for sure. And we had metals go up. We had precious metals go up today. Gold did pretty well, up 0.4%. Silver went up 0.5%. The VIX went down 10%. And we'll talk about some gold stocks here in a little bit later in this video. So stay tuned to that, because they did well today. A lot of the gold stocks did very well today. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you buying up stocks, selling stocks? If you all saw my video from earlier today, you guys know my feeling about making heavy long-term investments right now, considering how high the market is. The Schiller PE is high. The PE itself is very high. A lot of these companies, in my opinion, are overvalued. And that doesn't mean that I'm completely out of the markets, because, hey, I still have long-term investments that I don't plan on selling, but I bought them at much lower valuations. That's what you guys have to understand. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. So I'm not necessarily going all in on any individual stocks right now at this point in time, but I am trading. That's very different. I'm still trading in the markets. I'm still buying in and out of stocks, swing trading, doing my thing there. But when it comes to long-term stuff, I'm not doing anything crazy right now, and I'm holding a good amount of cash. I'm not going to lie. I'm holding a good amount of cash, and a lot of you fail to understand that cash is a position. Cash is a position. So let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to smash that like button if you guys are enjoying the video thus far. And let's break down some stocks now that I'm personally looking at, and two of which just reported earnings. Number one is Chewy, and I actually didn't see for myself what the earnings were, so let's do a live reaction together. Okay, what did they end up doing here? So Chewy, let's see, guys. Do we have the numbers right here? Okay. Sales came in at $2.14 billion versus $2.13 billion estimated. Okay. EPS came in. Oh, this is good news. 9 cents. It came in at 9 cents versus the negative 3 cents estimated. So it looks like analysts thought, hey, Chewy was going to lose money. But Chewy was like, oh, no, analysts. We're going to make some money this quarter. Chewy made 9 cents this quarter per share, which is really good. And active customers, okay, this is a very good metric right here. Q1 active customers came in a little bit under 20 million, up 31% year over year. And there goes Siri randomly talking on my iWatch, guys. 31% year over year for active customers. That is very good. And they see sales at 2.15 to about 2.17 billion versus 2.13 billion for the next quarter, it seems like. And for full year 2021, they see about 8.9 and 9 billion versus 8.95 billion estimated for sales. So I'm not going to lie, that looks pretty good. I mean, we didn't get a crazy beat in revenue. We did get a crazy beat with EPS, and guidance seems to be in line with estimates. So it wasn't a crazy blowout earnings by what I just saw right there, but it was pretty solid. I'm not going to lie, it was solid, and I am impressed with that 30% year over year growth in terms of active customers. That's always great to see, more customers coming in year over year. Obviously, for a growing business, that is very, very much needed. So watch this, guys. Look for Chewy between $78 to about $85, $88. This is where we've been talking about Chewy, in this range. And as of now, it's down a little bit after hours. It went up on the day. It closed up 2%. But after hours now, it looks like it gave back all of those gains from today. And wow, talk about volatility. This actually got up to $81 after hours, dropped down to $75 from there. Now it's hovering in the mid 77s. So watch out for Chewy. If it ends up taking out, I'd say $80 per share, that is where we could gain some momentum to the upside. So I'm going to put an alert at $80 here on Chewy. We also had Dave & Buster's report earnings today. This stock went down 4% on the day, but it looks like after hours it is up a little bit. In fact, it's up a good chunk, up almost $3 per share. And let's see what they did. They did EPS of 40 cents. Okay, look at that. That ended up being a good EPS number considering the estimate was negative 16 cents. So they pulled a profit on the quarter, which is awesome. And revenue came in at $265 million versus $257.9 million estimated. So they beat EPS, beat revenue. And are we seeing anything when it comes down to earnings or guidance here rather? I'm not really seeing that. Okay, looks like, wow, 66% jump in sales. That must be year over year. which that's pretty impressive considering this company got completely slaughtered last year due to the whole CV situation. So it makes sense they are bouncing back quite aggressively when it comes to sales right now. And this looks pretty interesting. I mean, look at what's going on here. We held support at about $40 over the past couple of weeks, which is good. And we were making lower highs into that support. So it looks like this was in a descending triangle pattern, but now the past 2-3 days with earnings especially, we're breaking out. So this is in play in my opinion. Maybe back up to about $50, maybe high 40s. That is where I feel like play Dave & Buster's could end up going here as long as it holds the moving averages, as long as it holds above the descending triangle resistance here as a new support. I feel like this could be going a good chunk higher. So watch out for play, ticker symbol PLAY. The next one, which did well today as well, is Walgreens Boots Alliance, ticker symbol WBA. And we actually called this out, I believe, a week ago, roughly a couple days ago. I don't know exactly what video we called this one out, but I do know we did call it out. And I mentioned to you all, hey, look out for this wedge that Walgreens Boots Alliance is in. Watch for it to break out. And today, we went up 3.5%. We ended up breaking out of the wedge. We're trading above the moving averages now. And it looks like we're about to take out the high from the beginning of May. So now we're actually playing around with levels that we haven't been at for over a month. So I'm thinking if Walgreens could break above, let's say the mid 55s, $56 per share, break above that high from the beginning of May, this could end up going a good chunk higher, maybe to about 56, or not 56, more like $57, 58, maybe $60 per share. So there's not a crazy amount of money to be made, I'd say, in the short term. But if you guys have a bigger account, let's say you're trading with a lot more money, if you're trading with like $1,000 or something, $10,000, maybe this might not be the best move for you. But let's say you have 6 figures or something, I don't know, and you can play with more money, then maybe you can grab a little 1-2% on this, and it's worthwhile. And that is, at the end of the day, what you could end up grabbing from this. If we go from where we are now, 55, to maybe 57, 58, 60, we're talking about a 2 to 3 to 4% move there. So watch out for WBA on the breakout. I like it a ton right now, and a lot of the energy stocks did well today. Number one is Occidental Petroleum, and actually this went down on the day. Crap. I thought it went up on the day, but overall it was up earlier in the day. It was up to about $29 earlier in the day, but at this point it went down a little bit. And it looks like we are holding the 50 SMA as of now. That was also resistance back in the beginning of May, so it's a good sign. We did close above it, and we are holding it as support. So I want to see if Occidental Petroleum could rally off of, let's say, $28 and maybe make a move back up towards 30 per share. And if it breaks 30 per share from there, I'm thinking 32.50 is where it could go, which was the high point from the beginning of March here. So this has some juice left in it. I believe if it goes to 32, we're talking about anywhere from 7, 10, 12, 13% upside from where it is right now. And overall, it's been bullish. It broke above the wedge, the moving averages. It's trading above the moving averages. We closed above the moving averages. So watch out for Occidental Petroleum. And a lot of these gold-oriented, silver-oriented mining stocks today did very, very well. AG, First Majestic Silver, is one that I've been buying left and right as of late, which you guys know on my Patreon, since you guys get all my buys and sells. This is one that I've been buying in the 18s, in the 17s as well, and now we're finally starting to make this move. We got a big squeeze up today. It went up 5% on the day, and this is a very good sign considering we held a higher low at about 1730. We confirmed the breakout above the 50 SMA today, and now I'm thinking this is going straight to test the highs from the beginning of June. That's at about $18.75, $19. I think that is where it's going at this point. If it breaks $19, I'm thinking 2021 is where we will be going, and that is probably where I'd start trimming some profits on the breakout above 19. That's kind of what I'm thinking as of now. So overall, I'm long AG. This is kind of a midterm swing, I'd say. So that is First Majestic Silver. GDX is another one here that I am in. This one went up 2.5% today. I love the way it held above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart at a higher low. I love the way we're breaking above the 50 SMA now, and there's one staking point left before GDX completely blows up, in my opinion, and that is $39. You can actually see we closed right under $39 today, and that was the high from the beginning of 2021. So I believe now that we got the high inflation number, we have the highest number since 2008 on an annualized basis from August 2008. This is going to do well for not only gold, but the gold stocks. Hence why the gold stocks, silver stocks did very well today. And I'm making money on these because I've been mentioning them here on the channel left and right over the past couple of weeks. And if you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, you know that. In fact, I've been mentioning these over the past couple of months, guys. I bought my best entry, I'd say, was on Barrick Gold. This one is currently trading at $23, almost $24. I bought this a couple months ago at $19, and now we're up a good almost 20% on that position. So yeah, these gold stocks, they're no joke. They may not be the flashiest, sexiest stocks out there, but I don't care. I'm not here to chase the flashy stocks. I'm here to make money, guys. I'm here to find the diamonds in the rough, and I really believe these are those stocks that are going to do well in the short term here, and even in the long term. So yeah, Barrick Gold, AG, I really like those. GDX, I love it. If it breaks 39, I'm thinking GDX is going $40 plus, no problem. 41, 42, that is where it could be going here in the short term. And by the way, GDX is a gold miners ETF, and GDXJ, this one's a junior gold miners ETF, and this one moves more rapidly, I'd say. It's more volatile than GDX because junior miners, they're more risky than the I don't want to say the traditional miners, but the senior miners. Is that what they're called? I don't even know. You guys get the point, though. So yeah, GDXJ held a higher low today at about $52. We held above the high from the beginning of May. That's a good sign. We also broke above the 50 SMA at close. We closed above it, and now we just need to break 54. What is this? 54.30 roughly, which was the high point from the beginning of February. If that clears, I'm thinking 56 followed by $60. That is where GDXJ will be going. So overall, guys, that is it for today. We covered a bunch of stocks, talked about some earnings reports, the CPI numbers, and if you guys want to check out my video from earlier, I talk a little bit more about why I'm not making long-term investments as of now, why I'm being patient, sitting on some cash. Check out that video. I'll link it down below. And if you all enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you want my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, everything I'm doing in the market. That's on Patreon, link down below. I'm also doing a morning video every day there. You get more access to me throughout the day as well. Simply go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon if you guys want to join that. And check out the Webull link, the M1 Finance link, the Coinbase link if you guys want some free money. All of those are also linked down below. I'll catch you all in the next video, which is that video from earlier. I'll pop it up here. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.